broadcast network, AfterBuzz TV. Over 20 million weekly downloads in over 150 countries, and your number one source for after-show entertainment. AfterBuzz TV, the destination for TV superfans. Producing after-shows for over 300 of your favorite TV shows. Interviewing celebrities and showrunners. And bringing you behind-the-scenes exclusives. All thanks to E! Entertainment's Maria Menounos, producer Kevin Undergaro, and internet leader Akamai. Now, let the buzz begin!
Nobody knows where they might end up. Nobody knows.
I'm gonna end up right here on AfterBuzz with y'all. Y'all my favorite crew, yo. That's right.
How come we haven't gotten that every week? I love it, freestyling.
I'm really good.
Starr gave us some salt and pepper, like,
you're welcome.
Welcome to the Grey's Anatomy AfterBuzz After Show. We are stoked to be here tonight. Season 11, episode 16.
Yeah.
I'm Julie Partin.
Hi, everyone. Jason J. Carter, how you doing?
I am Starr Session, and I'm so glad to be back this week. This week we're not going to have Kristen back with us anymore, so we're going to miss her. She's also on Pretty Little Liars, so you can check her out there. So make sure you guys send a tweet to her and tell her you'll miss her, and we'll see her hopefully soon.
She's still a super fan of the show and going to be keeping up with the conversation on Twitter, hopefully, using our hashtag GreysABTV.
She hated me.
No, we were a really tight family.
Yeah.
It's going to be fun, but...
Yeah.
Well, tonight's episode was Don't Dream It's Over. Hey now.
I know. I wish that song would have been.
It's over.
Nope, American Idol's definitely not any of y'all's future. No, but seriously, I love how because they name the shows after songs, right?
Usually.
It was about 10 years before I found out that information.
I know, but they didn't even have that song. They could have, but the 80s project was last year, so I mean, it would have been fitting to have it last year. But that's still a great song to have in this episode, anyways. Yeah, it was an okay episode. But before we get started, can we do some shout outs on Twitter? Because someone blasted me last week, and they were like, "Jason did not do any shout outs." Like, yes, I did do shout outs, but whatever. Let's fine. I want to say what's up to I am Ashley to you. So much Ed Sheeran. Hashtag Grey's Anatomy. Yes, you are right.
GLE24, CD Oliera 83.
Yes. AfterBuzz TV at AfterBuzz. They tweeted us as well.
Kyle White. Go ahead.
Julie 24, Savannah with a lot of numbers after her name.
Tanja Bumbar, Alicia Harding, who I feel like is a part of the show. She's been around as long as us.
Right.
Absolutely.
Forever_loved.
Ma'am Mooski 88.
Yeah, and Kate Dallas 91.
Do we do Meredith Banks 3?
Sophia JC 25.
And Pomps in Love. I gotta send a shout out to Lizzie Pomps in Love. She actually sent me a selfie of Kevin McKidd.
Ooh.
That'll make Jason's day.
Very sexual. Very sexual. Kevin McKidd, yes, hot. Looks like he blinks like 5 miles an hour, but other than that, he's fantastic.
Don't see it. But we did start out the episode, and it was saucy.
Saucy.
Two
right?
different couples finding dark corners of the hospital.
I was like, yes, we're starting there. Let's do it. It was so good. The sex scenes were very, very saucy.
They're not even.
Well, here's what I was stoked to see: April and Jackson back at it, acting like a married couple.
Right? I was like, bam.
Well, you called it though, Jules. Remember you said that we were going to see them for a while and they were going to come back, and you were wondering where the story was going to pick up.
I was, and honestly, I think it left in a little bit of an unnatural way because her pregnancy cut short the date she was going to be filming.
Right.
When she delivered early. So we did have to jump at some point in time, and this was great.
Yeah, she came back all horny and stuff.
I feel like, she was just
and her rack looked amazing.
That was surprising.
Yeah. Well, I mean, those are like
that was the Victoria's Secret Apex Demi.
Yes.
It's all breastfeeding.
Oh, really?
It changes a body.
Really?
Yes. Makes a body look good.
Awesome. I would not know.
Awesome,
I've never had to breastfeed.
Jason's like, and I've never known less about a subject.
Breastfeeding burns calories. So we see the couples, doing it. I'm Owilia. The hashtag Owilia, along with Tears of Grays, was driving me insane. But Owilia because we coined it. Was
our
trending.
Fan coined it, and we allowed it to be the one that we love.
Absolutely.
So you go, girl.
Yeah, I like seeing Owen and Amelia. I think they make a great couple. The energy is good. The chemistry is good. Did I say Amelia? So sorry, AfterBuzzers. Owilia. I would say Owilia. There you go.
I actually like them as a couple too, but I feel like the jump was weird.
Well, yeah, did we even get really?
We didn't get anything. We got, this is awkward, you bring me coffee, to literally 2 weeks later, we're a couple, and sometimes we get together when there's time, and sometimes we don't.
Right?
But a lot can happen in 2 weeks, ladies. I mean, listen, I've been on that fast track. You know, it's like you meet on a Friday, you hook up you hang out all weekend. By Monday, you're doing it.
But I just think it was too quick for them to jump into this sort of, we're old couple territory now.
Well, because they've been alone for a little bit of time now, the both of them, and I feel like they understand each other, so it just kind of like meshed well. It's one of those relationships that like it went too fast, but it was perfect.
Yeah.
No,
I'm
loving it.
I feel as a viewer, we didn't get enough of that love story for them to be where they are.
But it's okay though.
Yeah,
I mean, the attraction's there. They're two very sexual, sexy
and we've been
beings.
wanting it for weeks, so we can just get on the fast track with them.
Right. Thank you, Grace God, for delivering.
I have no problem with it. I guess I would have liked to see more because I feel like they're a good couple.
I will say what I'm loving, what I love seeing on Amelia is better hair.
Yes.
You go, girl. Boom.
Yes.
Boom.
Yes. No more.
Star's hair's rocking it.
No more wiggy.
Amelia's hair's rocking it.
They're making
Thank
her,
you.
and I feel like after she had her superhero episode where she stood at the end of the episode in the da-dum pose that now she has arrived. She's over it. She's no longer a crackhead. She is like on fleek, just ready to be perfect. And it shows. She's happy now. She's getting her happy.
I wanted more of them this episode, but I guess we'll get it down the line.
Yeah.
I'm with you. We got more of
patient stories.
Well, and we got more of April and Jackson
Yes.
because she was feeling like he was treating her like she was sensitive and fragile, and he's like, you should be.
Right.
I can hardly get through the day. I thought that was really sweet of him to say that.
Well, but people mourn differently, and there is like proven facts when you lose a baby, either the relationship splits or it gets better. You know, it just depends. But it's proven that usually people just end up in divorce after you lose a baby, statistically. With that said, it's okay that people are mourning differently, and I think that's just what it is. But if she wants to have her sexy back, Jackson, you better give it to her.
J-Pro, right? Yeah, I mean, I echo that, Star, sexy back, but J-Pro is just
okay.
There for some reason, and I don't know AfterBuzz. I'm sure on YouTube I'm gonna get like every hateful comment imaginable, but I'm not feeling them. I'm sorry. There's just so much turmoil.
You've never been feeling them.
And the reason why is because they just don't do it for me. There's so much turmoil. He's like brooding and just I can't get her
sexy.
Like 3 years in, Jason.
I'm sorry. Listen,
feel him.
I don't. And then she's always like pleading her case and over the top. And if it's not about Jesus and God, it's about her emotions or her crazy looking mother. It's just that couple.
Well, I was definitely thinking like, what happened to like sweet innocent girl? She's like, do me now. Like she just she got really horny.
She's like a feral cat when you're in heat. Just
I mean, honestly, I just feel like this isn't the only time that we've seen the storyline ever. I mean, not even just on the show. It's just sort of a thing. When you've been in a period of grief or depression or anything, when you come out of it on the other side, you're like, it's time for me to live. Here, now. You know?
Are you speaking from experience, Julie?
You know, maybe not. I mean, I've seen it in a couple of movies. Whatever it is, I relate to her.
I've seen it in a couple of movies.
No, I agree with what you're saying.
I relate 100%. To her wanting to just feel something besides the pain.
Yeah, I agree completely.
And I really feel like Avery needs to get on board.
Boom.
And get on board and get it in.
Oh, yes.
Dirty.
With that said.
But if we're gonna talk about couples, so we all see Callie with a new boo thing. And okay, listen, Julie, I'm sorry, the comment you made was hilarious.
We have to say what Julie said.
Julie, okay, and Julie was
Don't hate on her.
Finally, there's a lesbian on the show with really good hair. And
it was finally there's a lesbian on the show with a lesbian haircut. I think it's hilarious.
I thought it was hilarious too.
I don't say mean things like that.
That wasn't
though,
mean
but
though.
It just came out. And it was hilarious.
That was the commentary. Okay,
you know, there it is.
It's just finally, you know. Sometimes you want to see a variety.
But I mean, her hair. She looked good though. I mean, I was even attracted to her.
I was loving that jacket.
Yeah, she
outfit.
was fine. She wasn't giving me Ellen DeGeneres. She was giving me like Portia de Rossi. You know,
I can see that.
Yeah, it was very sexy, very sexy. And then I mean, look, listen,
He's
Ellen.
like thinking of the blonde lesbians that he knows.
I mean, Ellen DeGeneres actress, that one girl from the Real World Genesis back in '95. Justin Bieber. We're horrible. No, but Pink. But no, seriously. It was nice to see Callie. It was hot.
We were like, woo!
Wow, I mean, off the top, and the makeout scenes on Grey's Anatomy are like, you have to be an amazing kisser to kiss on Grey's, because there's tongue and like
she even did the lip wipe, like, ooh, a little sloppy. Yeah. And then she saw Arizona.
No, Arizona saw her.
Arizona's watching through a peephole, stone-faced,
but like
for a long time.
She was loving it. She
and
was
then
like,
whenever the kiss happened, she didn't move.
Yeah.
It's like she wasn't embarrassed, just still.
Well, I mean, listen, I think there's something to be said about watching your ex. You know, it's kind of sexy. I don't know. No, AfterBuzz. What do you think?
I could be completely over and hate an ex and still wouldn't want to watch that.
No,
I would still want to take out the other person.
Right. It hurts deep down.
No, I think it was such a turn on.
Weird.
I would want to join in. Just kidding.
Just kidding.
He's not kidding.
But so like there's all these different things going on with relationships with Grey's that are really cool, and let's start with relationships, and then we'll move on to patient stories. So last week we're left with this cliffhanger of hello, Derek's phone, hello, and Meredith's like, it's stupid.
Then nothing.
Who is this? I would have been like, who the is this? That was supposed to be the beat.
If I was that girl, I'd have been like, yo, that's right. You ain't never gonna get another whiff of this. Miss, what's your name? Meredith? Who names their kid Meredith?
I like it. I like the name.
I like the name.
And then like, well, what's your name? My name is Stacy. Or like Sasha. Or like Kelly.
Okay.
Jason has, obviously, in addition to thinking about his ex, fantasized about being the other woman.
Yeah, I mean, no. Like, yes. Yeah.
Topanga.
Topanga. What is this, Boy Meets World?
Yeah, I thought that's what you were going to say.
My name's Winnetka.
There you go.
And Meredith was obsessed. Meredith was obsessed with this, as
Absolutely.
she should be.
If
this happened, not only would I be calling my husband's phone a million times and going straight to voicemail, I would be calling his place of work. I would be calling his doorman.
I would
Skyping. Find him.
I'd be having a pin on his phone.
I would be like, he still hasn't answered. Excuse me, Washington, D.C. police, I think something has happened to my husband.
Ooh, she gonna get crazy.
You need to locate him.
Your husband better watch out.
True
he
story.
knows.
True story,
he
too.
knows.
I tried, so back when I was my first major breakup, whatever, I was trying to crack the code of my ex's voicemail.
You went there.
And you froze it?
No, I thought I got in one time, and then it was like
you ain't in.
And then and then I don't know how he found out, but like number was changed the next day. It was like, totally cut me off. I was like, no, it was so horrible. So yeah, I'm psycho like that too.
I always used to. Here's my psycho secret. If I was dating somebody, I would just casually add everybody in their social circle and their family on Facebook, so that when we broke up, I could still go stalk them.
Smart. I think we all do that.
No, see,
what?
No. But I think Meredith though probably. I mean, I couldn't be able to focus if someone I was married to and in love to, I would be scared that something happened or beyond. I mean, I just couldn't be able to focus on the task at hand because I'd be pissed. All these things would be going through my mind. You have to focus.
Yeah, but for her, it's career first. It's no kids. It's not even a kid. It's not even God. It's not even her husband. It's career first. You know what I mean?
Meredith sits there with a cup of coffee and a stuffed animal, and we're supposed to believe that's her mothering.
Yeah.
I got my kid's toy right
in
here.
their house on the hill.
Right? So crazy. But my thing is like, I'm with you. I would have been like, what's going on? Keep calling. I would have been that annoying wife. But she was the opposite. She went straight to work. She was annoying her friends about it here and there. Yeah, of course. And then it's just kind of like, I love when Maggie at the end was like, well, who knows what could have happened? He could have, someone else could have picked up his phone at the, what is it?
It could have been a paramedic.
That's where I'm going with this.
Maggie's like, oh, I'm good at this. And she was. She came up with 6 or 7 things right then.
Right then that it could have been.
Because what was fun is that we see them in the tunnel. We haven't seen that since
a long time.
I mean, years.
It's been another wonderful thing that I'm loving, that they're bringing back all these nostalgic pieces, which is leading to me to believe that they're winding things down, because when they do that, it's
that set is already there. They should be utilizing it anyways, right?
They should be in the tunnel more.
But
in the tunnel.
It was great, to see them. It reminded me of Izzy and George, and it was very, very nostalgic.
The hangout.
But I don't know. I feel like with the buildup of what happened last week, this show should have been more of that.
Yes, I was so excited after last week.
But it's an arc. Now we're also talking about the arc. Nicole Herman's done, done. And so now we're moving into something that has
Someone tweeted me, is she texting while blind? Like, so funny. Anyway.
Oh, that's a great point.
Yeah.
Must have been voice dictation. But then it would have came through and been like, I'm at blind pineapple. I'm sorry, what?
It was just,
blind pineapple.
Voice dictation never gets it right.
Yes.
We need like a definite dilemma now that's more personal, that's outside of the hospital. It's not about a patient, that's not about the medicine, that's personal, because Grey's had a healthy, wonderful mix and balance of their personal stories mixed with the patients and what's going on at the hospital. But this season I feel like it's all been in the hospital majority of the episodes, so I'm glad to see that now Meredith, who are like the pinnacle and the flagship couple of the show, are finally like gonna go at it toe to toe. And
can we talk about the ending?
And like Callie said, I'm rooting for Meredith.
Callie said that?
Yeah. Everyone's rooting for Meredith.
Well, of course they are. Of course they are. They saw them grow together. They don't want them to split up. You know what I mean? That's like friendship right there. But with that said, when he walked to that door, it was like, it's about to get good, and then they left us with a cliffhanger, and I cannot believe it.
That's what's off. To me, that's what's off with this season more than anything else.
The cliffhangers.
Is their timing of the cliffhangers and what's happening in this episode versus the next. Right. Remember when we didn't know what was happening with the baby? Mm-hmm. And then they didn't tell us until the very end, and then still didn't tell us?
Yeah, well,
and then
they want us to keep
chopped it really
back.
quickly. That ebb and flow is off. But I see what you mean, Starr. Like, whenever he knocked on the door, we knew it was going to be him, and this was not what I was hoping would happen.
Well, yeah, because you're still thinking that he didn't cheat.
Right.
I'm still thinking he did.
I think he went all for it. But the thing is that if he would have knocked on the door and it would have been like, I missed you, I love you, we would have been pissed, because in the back of your mind, Julie, you are a little twisted and you wanted him to be a cheater.
Wrong.
It's okay, Julie. Admit it.
Wrong.
Admit it, Julie.
Julie Partin.
I won't admit it because it's not true.
It is so true. He was getting it in DC.
No.
And
No,
Meredith.
it was a slip up that happened, and now he's calling back because
How do you have a slip up?
She's probably cray and like forced him to do it.
Well, we saw previews for next week, and this isn't moving into predictions or anything, but we saw that he was with a woman who was coming on to him.
Yes. So
And somebody that was reminiscent of Meredith. So I think this woman is coming on to him. He's feeling tempted by her. He's maybe having a little bit of an emotional affair with her, but he's fled that and is coming back into the arms of his not so loving wife.
Well, let's definitely continue this conversation on Twitter and YouTube.
Right.
I want to know what you guys think. Is he cheating or is he not? Did he cheat or did he?
I can't be the only one who thinks he's not.
I think
better than that as a husband.
He needs to have cheated in order for this show to evolve this season. Derek needs to have cheated. Yeah, we need to. I'm sorry, there's no juice. Dr. Nicole Herman was not juicy enough for me.
No,
that was like a dry oasis. Yeah, seriously, I'm for real AfterBuzz. I'm sorry, forgive me, but Dr. Gina Davis was like still.
No, I mean, it was getting good at first, and then it just it didn't plateau. It plateaued.
She looked like the Joker. But
what?
I'm joking.
No, you're not.
I'm not. For real, I'm not. But yeah, so moving on. So we have some really cool patient stories, though. That actually the tonight's patient stories were pretty profound and were very. Were you crying, Starr? Was that true? No, that's putting your mascara.
I think I cried a little.
Yeah,
I cried. Oh,
a tear up. A tear up. Jason, what patient story has ever made you cry?
There hasn't been. The only patient story that really moved me was when the doctors were patients, Izzy and George. And
that's my least favorite thing.
Well, the thing is, it's very rare for me to cry when I'm with you guys because there's so much chatterboxing when we're viewing the thing because we're so into it, right? But when I'm home and I rewatch it, I'm like, oh my god, I didn't feel it that way. So I feel like the people at home are feeling it way more than us sometimes, because we're viewing it with friends.
They're chilling, they're hugging their Chardonnay.
Yeah, oh, jealous.
They don't have to worry about their makeup.
Right.
I can see that.
Yeah.
But I do still tear up at the show, just not as much as when I'm alone.
Exactly.
Good point. But so we get the patient stories, and right off the bat we find out there's a car wreck, at least 2 people.
Yes.
And they bring him in.
Callie changes her clothes right there.
I know, right?
I loved it. She's so mean. I
sort of was like, where are her tennis shoes coming from?
Oh, you went there. Okay.
But anyway, it's just weirding me out. And then everybody's kind of like,
shoes.
all right. And then their interns are fighting over who gets to be on Meredith's service.
Yes.
Because of the streak.
You're right.
I want to be on Meredith's service.
I want to be on Meredith's service.
I don't want to be on the Debbie Downer service. Like, I definitely want to be on Meredith's service.
We're horrible, but I think the girl, the mom. First of all, again, kudos, hats off to Grace for having another interracial couple. I love it. Love. And people always ask me online, what is your obsession with interracial couples? It's because they exist. That's everyday life.
The whole world is going to be like Mexican or like Puerto Rican,
Blaxican.
In like 10 years, it's going to be great.
Japexican. Yeah. I mean,
I don't know if I'm just that progressive. I don't even notice it.
Because you're putting on your makeup throughout the whole show, Julie.
I still was seeing the fact that there was a man and a woman there. I just didn't notice they were the same race.
It was if you had to, it was like split second because you didn't see them together at all. Because they were there. He said that's
right.
No, she knows he's white and she's black. That's not the thing. She's just saying she doesn't see
color. It doesn't even process in my mind that they're like the same race or a different race.
Yeah, well, we're in a mixed relationship, so maybe we see it more.
We love the swirl. But so,
anyways,
I just never noticed. I thought they were a cute couple.
I thought it was a cute couple too.
You thought that the father of the boyfriend or the husband was in really bad shape, and he was upon entry. But then girl, she sits down, she's talking to, and she has a seizure while she's pregnant.
She's 35 weeks pregnant.
Have any of you guys had a seizure before?
No,
neither have I.
I have a close family member with pretty severe seizures.
Yeah. Epilepsy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
it's
scary,
terrifying.
My nephew
because it's one of those things where it's just like peace and normalcy in the moment to like pure terror and chaos like that.
Yeah,
and it comes out of nowhere. It's so terrifying.
Yeah.
Wow. Well,
I've seen it tons of times. It's shocking, and I feel like the actress did a really great job with it. Mm-hmm. As we were talking about, they had to like pick and prod her, and like just being that actress and being on set and like having to people like be all over you. That is a lot of giving as an actress.
Do you think they made a fake bust of her? Do you think she was literally laying there with her eyes wide open for several days filming?
I think it was probably really her.
Yeah.
Gosh, that would have been a difficult scene.
She's about to be a series regular on Scandal after this because she killed it.
That's what happens. You get promoted.
Yeah, you get the promotion.
They had that great moment of the mother and father together. They just like briefly saw each other. I love you. That was hard. And what was crazy about it is that
that's the story that made me cry. It's just so good. I'm sorry.
Star's showing up everybody.
Whenever Star's crying again. Camera, can we please get on Starr? This is a really genuine moment here.
Yeah,
It's just.
Sorry, do you want to hug her? Oh, it's okay. It's okay.
Oh, me too.
Oh, wow. Wow, this is a really weird, awkward, amazing moment here at AfterBuzz TV. AfterBuzz exclusive. Okay, so.
You said over it.
Okay, yeah.
I'm done.
Pull it together.
That was really
what
sweet.
happened. Sorry.
Here's what happened, and I'll say
Here's what happened.
You cried.
Let me explain Star's emotions. This was the best moment of the show because this beautiful pregnant woman is just sitting there, talking about her husband, praying for her baby, or like hoping the baby's doing well. All of these doctors are surrounding her, just like that.
Yeah, they were chit-chatting.
She goes, and it was this super panicked, flustered moment of seizing it, taking out her brain. The doctor's doing everything to save her. Didn't work.
Right.
Flatlined, gone, and we felt and saw on the doctors' faces the emotion of, oh my gosh, she was just here.
Yeah, just talking to us.
It felt very panicked, and probably how a lot of those things actually do in the hospital. That's how they actually feel.
I mean, I know most patient stories don't roll over, but I wonder if there's any complications to the baby now that the mom had the seizure at that moment. You know what I mean? Is there any complications that could come from this?
Usually if it didn't last that long. We saw
it was 4 minutes of her not breathing, which is not giving oxygen to the baby.
I feel like still sometimes during birth, trauma happens like that, and maybe 4 minutes they don't breathe. Sometimes that can cause cerebral palsy and different types of brain things, but I really don't think it would have affected it that bad because it was still in utero. It's still attached.
It was just a heart-wrenching story. And I felt like it was very real, something that could have happened, and it's just like, at this point in time, like, this who said it? No, Joe. Joe was the one that was most emotional.
Joe got really emotional,
and though you weren't feeling her crying, I felt it. That's what made me, when people cry, I cry, right? It's one of those things. And when she was saying, like, oh, this baby's only been born for 2 hours, and already lost his mom in 2 hours. Like, his life is and we have to get the dad to be stable. We just have to, you know? And I just, it was just touching. I loved it.
I felt like the part, so Bailey and Alex were talking, and Alex, of course, saved this baby who was hilariously 15 days old in the real world, but apparently preemie on the show.
Yes.
And they were talking about how the interns, that's why they're just grasping for anything that makes life not seem so scary, like you could die at any second.
Right.
Somebody has to be able to fight death.
Well, Bailey is known for having amazing monologues and amazing one-liners and amazing just quips of wisdom.
I know
she flutters in and she's like she jogs in. She's always jogging. She jogs. It's a jogging.
Except for when she was supposed to be jogging.
Right. Yeah. And then she'll jog in and be like the sun will rise at 6 a.m. tomorrow and set in the east. Goodbye. And she's just gone. You know.
And you're like, whoa. That was
true. Profound.
Yeah, she had a profound moment.
Oprah ain't got jack on you, Bailey. but I do agree with you, Starr. That scene, I think we all interpret emotion in the scenes differently, right? I thought what was really, of course, her dying was like, but her being there with her eyes,
do that sound effect again?
Her being there with her eyes open, just like,
I know, it was like
creepy. It was so creepy.
I'm telling you.
Yeah, it was like, and then
her acting was on
fleek, dude, on fleek. And then the doctors were just, normally when patients die, it's just like, okay, but the way the doctors were always like Arizona, call it, like, it's stop, and then pausing. Okay, we're gonna deliver this baby.
Yeah, because I was like, we can still deliver the baby.
I know.
I was like, are they gonna deliver the baby?
Mm-hmm.
We were yelling at the TV at this point.
They were so shocked and scared.
Yeah.
And for some reason, it being all women doctors, I think, made it even more powerful.
Yeah.
Or Joe, like, betadine. Joe, she's dead. Like, why would we betadine to do a C-section? We do have to protect the living mother.
And so they're literally like,
yeah. Addison would.
What are these sound effects everyone's giving?
Addison would have been proud. But we also have, we have the older couple, the Alzheimer, Dan Hedaya, the father from Wonder Years. Yes. I was like, I know that face, and the whole time I saw him, I thought, what would you do with that attitude?
Wow, that guy has been around a long time, and he doesn't look that much older.
No, he looks like. I mean, I'm sure if we were to go back
Winnie
and watch,
Cooper.
Yeah,
he looks. Yeah,
so
he's aged well.
He comes in, and at first we think he's drunk. That's what, we think he's drunk or on toxins or something like that, because he's acting crazy and the cops are there wanting to get his statement and he's just flailing around yelling at everyone.
And then he punches Maggie.
Right. Just go boom, back on the table, boom.
Boom.
You know what? She needed to be initiated into the hospital that way. Everybody comes to this hospital and almost dies. It was your turn, Dr. Maggie.
Well, she was out. She was out cold. When she hit that floor, they were like, Maggie, cut to commercial. We gotta figure this out.
Yeah, he clocked her.
So crazy.
Poor Maggie. I feel so bad for Maggie sometimes.
Why?
I don't know. I feel like she's just like...
Well, what happened to Maggie's boyfriend?
We just didn't see him this episode. They're not moving as fast as
and then in 1 week or the next episode, it'll be like Owilia. They'll be like in bed loving each other.
It'll be Methan, Maggie and Ethan. Oh, his name was Ethan.
Did we just find it?
No, his name was Ethan. No, I made that up right now. Methan.
Do we like it?
No. What about? You can't.
Iggy. No, that's way
Megan?
worse.
No, it all sounds stupid.
Megan, Iggy, Nathan.
You guys, you pick really good ones. Think about it. How can we make Maggie and Ethan?
You guys, you better come up with something good, or it's going to be Meathy.
No, Methan. No, it's Methan. You have to.
Sorry.
It doesn't phonetically has to sound good. But yeah, she gets knocked out. But apparently he has Alzheimer's.
Yes.
And he's lucid now. Come on. You guys, pull it together. We lose Kristen, and this is what happens?
Seriously.
Okay.
Starr, don't cry. Are you gonna cry again, Starr?
No, I'm back.
Okay.
Okay, so the guy has Alzheimer's and we finally figure it out.
That was a really powerful moment because it's like the entire room, all of the different medical staff, all of the cops are thinking this guy's a murderer, and then he has Alzheimer's. Everyone changes.
Right.
It changes from just pure anger to total pity.
And also the Chief and Maggie, there's a reveal there in the moment too where Maggie didn't know that the Chief lost Adele to Alzheimer's, which every time I hear that about Adele and Ellis, it's like, God, karma must suck for you, Chief, because both your women died of Alzheimer's.
Yeah.
Really? Like double whammy. But that
Spit it out.
The chief is her father.
Yes. And I almost forgot that this episode. I was like, yeah.
I never forget for some reason.
Well, because
it was just that moment today. I was like, oh yeah, that's her dad. And then when they started revealing, I was like, oh, that's what's going on.
But that was it. Whenever he's like, oh, Ben is trying to tell you to shut up. That's when I said she doesn't know. She doesn't know about Ellis.
Yeah.
Right.
And so we all think she doesn't know about her genetic disposition.
Exactly.
But Maggie's a smart chick. Because when you're adopted, they do a whole panel on you, and she found out that she does possess the Alzheimer's genome.
Now I'm curious about this whole situation. When you become adopted, when someone wants to take you out of foster care, when does this process happen?
Whenever it's not something that's mandatory. It's just if your parents can afford it.
Right. Okay.
Yeah. So it's I've known people that have done it before. It's just a matter of if your parents can pay for it.
There you go.
Whenever you're a
Think
teenager.
about that though. That's like weird though. Like test driving a car. Like I want these features or
well,
this
it's not
amenities.
before. They did it when she was 12.
I know, but I'm just saying like they're like you're a specimen. Let me make sure there's nothing wrong with you. You know what I mean? It's kind of weird.
It's more so genetic dispositions because it's not fair to adopted kids. What if they have a family history of ovarian cancer and they should be getting regularly screened and they don't know?
It just
that type of thing.
It just seems like you're throwing salt on a wound. Like, okay, well, we don't know if you're broken, so let's go run some tests on you to make sure you don't have this. It's like
I can go that way.
Yeah.
And
I think
that's unfortunate if someone's going to want to adopt a child.
I think it's more so
take the child and
we want you to be healthy, and this goes towards your future health.
Right.
Sure.
But the thing that was so sweet about this is that Maggie was like, I was so scared it was you. I didn't want to tell you because she didn't know about Ellis.
Right.
She thought it was Chief.
Right. That was a really cool moment because that's true.
Sweet.
That was really true because I would think that too. I'm like, oh my God. Well, yeah, because she does her crossword puzzles all the time. So it's something that she does think about and connects with. So now that makes sense from back in the day when we used to make fun of her for doing those crossword puzzles. It's not because she's like a control freak, even though she is. It's more about keeping sure her mind is lucid.
Right, so they tied it all in. See, another Grey's Magic moment. They tied it on finally.
And thank you.
And she admitted that she never actually got the head test, and she thought she had a concussion, so she sort of swooned into his arms. He kind of held her like a daughter.
It was cute. It was
really
that
sweet.
moment.
Very good moment.
It's odd that I like that so much. Those two together.
Why?
Because I hated it so much initially. And,
right, you did. You were definitely
I was just
hater.
like livid about Meredith having another mystery sister, but and I still honestly don't love that part as much. But just the fact that she's bonding with Chief and he's never had a kid, that's really beautiful to me.
Oh, shout out to D4 Archangel, which is supposed to be Dark Angel. He wants a hug too. We're hugging you from here. He's crying.
Oh, I wish y'all could all be here
I'm
for that
hugging my
hug.
phone. I'm hugging you.
Just to wrap up on Callie, going back to Callie in Arizona, we find that the girl that Callie was dating was actually a stage 5 cleaner.
She was cray.
And all Arizona wanted to do was just warn her because Callie confronted Arizona and was like, it's my hot body. I do what I want. I do what I want, Maury. And Arizona's like, yo, I was trying to save you from her boiling your bunny and, all fatal attraction, single white female.
All of those could have happened.
Steak knives.
So I feel like that's going to continue. I don't feel like we lost that girl. I feel like she might come back and get a little crazy. I hope so. Because that'll be fun, right?
That'll be interesting.
Right?
Although we want Callie to be happy, it's always funny to watch somebody go crazy.
Yeah, but
I love watching
okay, continue. Predictions, maybe.
Well. Did we wrap up the whole show with the patient stories? I feel like there was
that all
more.
The patient stories?
Oh, the husband.
Oh, so the husband
wasn't going to make it. They didn't know. It was really up in the air.
Then he had that moment where he crashed.
Meredith runs in, and streak continues.
The streak continues.
She rubs it together, hands him over. She's like, Clear. Oh, Stephanie, me?
I know. She does this. I woke up like this.
No, she didn't.
I woke up like this.
Ridiculous.
So yeah, I don't know, but my mind's so blown with this whole Meredith. No, I made up a new one. Meredith. Ooh.
Meredith's been around so long.
I know. I'm Jason Carter. I do what I want. It's Meredith.
We're switching it up.
Me and hashtag Meredith. But
you can't just switch it up. It's Meredith.
I am praying to the Grey's Anatomy gods that some stuff goes down and Derek was cheating with like 2 women. That would blow my mind.
2?
Yeah, sure, why not?
So one of our fans was like, he could have just called. He didn't have to fly back. And
right?
You know what? That would have been a more considerate husband thing to do. I'm fine. I'll call you back in a minute.
Yeah,
you know?
Yeah.
Or text like, busy in surgery. Talk to you soon.
busy doing a nurse.
Oh. Well, I feel like he can't. We'll talk about that in predictions. Let's get there.
Yeah, let's move on to predictions. Doing the nurse.
And now, your AfterBuzz TV predictions.
Start going.
So there's a lot going on, right? I feel like we kind of alluded to this girl coming on strong to him, which could be like another stage 5 clinger. Totally crazy. But I feel like the reason he came back is because he is going to be off the show and wants to basically get a divorce. Not because he wants to be with this new girl, but because he did it. You know what I mean? And he's like, I'm realizing that I want to be there. Right. No, I can see that happening.
Sure.
I feel
that's
completely
just a random prediction. Also, I feel like maybe Callie and Arizona would get back together.
I hope
if
not.
the
No.
crazy girl comes and brings them more together. I don't know.
The madness.
Random.
They were bonding over dating horror stories at this point.
Right? And I would be annoyed too. I'm just saying, I kind of saw that coming. No?
Who probably know it? Probably. Calzone's strong. They might come back and be. I'm
over it.
Me too. Like, I feel Callie should be alone. Arizona should be alone. They should focus on other things. My prediction is Derek was cheating. This new lady that we see in the previews next week was the girl, and maybe the jump off, the thought, and then him and Meredith have some turmoil because we've needed. Meredith has been. I don't know. They've been jumping around about Meredith wanting it hasn't been solidified, their drama. It's like it needs to come to a head now.
Yeah, it's just it's been lingering on.
Right.
We need to figure out what's going on with them.
And I think Derek is still the White Knight. I think he's there and he's feeling tempted, and I do think maybe he's spending time with this woman. But the only reason that he would do something so odd as to just flee DC and come straight home without talking to her is if he really was like, okay, this is happening to me, but I need to get back to my wife because that's who I love. I need to be reminded of why I love her. I need to tell her that I love her and get behind me, Satan.
There's also Skype. There's also a cell phone call. There's like all these things, and I think he's just feeling.
He's feeling like we are hanging on by a string, and it's getting thinner and thinner, and we're about to lose each other unless one of us does something. So I'm doing it. That's what I feel like he's doing.
Last ditch effort. Whatever.
Yeah. What about Methan?
What do we think about them?
No, Methan. If we did Maggie and Ethan.
That was the first one that he ever suggested.
Wow.
I accidentally changed it to Methan.
See, AfterBuzz, because I am the only male here, my hashtags mean nothing. They mean nothing.
We'll name CDO Area 83 for siding with this guy. Methan.
She's the one that came up with Owelia, so she gets an extra point.
We love
her.
All right, y'all. Well, I feel like we're finally on our way to the finale.
I hope next week is good.
We're not that close. I tweeted about it. The finale date, what is it? May 14th. May 14th. So we're not that close. We still have about 8 episodes left.
I know. We thought it was almost done because, with all of our other shows that we do, it's coming to an end. But now it's just like, oh, yeah, there's way more shows. So they've got to give us the juice. They've got to get it.
We need it.
We need it.
Yes,
we've got so many more episodes, so
absolutely.
Bring it, writers, bring it.
Yep. Thank you so much for watching, you guys. Fantastic episode this week. Hopefully, Derek will be cheating on Meredith next week. And yeah, you can follow me on Twitter at JJCForever, also on Instagram at Jason Carter Official.
And Jason will not get the last word. Hopefully, Derek's not cheating. I'm Julie Partin. You can find me online on all things social media at JuliePartin.
And Julie will not get the last word. I think he's cheating. With that said, I'm Starr Session. You can find me on all things social media at my handle at Starr Session.
Follow up with us at Grey's ABTV. We'll see you soon.
Thanks for watching, guys. Bye.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.